Hello! So I am showing you today how to make risogalo, which is your rice pudding. Now this is the creamiest, most delicious, most beautiful recipe ever. It is given to us by Sia's mum, and she does it without any thickening agents. So no corn flour or anything like that, which I just loved. It's a really, really simple recipe. Now I'm going to show you a little few things that I'm using, just so you know, because I get a few questions about the type of milk I use and whatever else. So I'll give you all those tips today. Now I'm using just full cream milk. Please don't use skim and things because it just won't work in this specific rice pudding recipe. Because like I said, it's got no thickening agents. So you really need to make sure that it's like proper thick milk, so the cream in it and stuff can help thicken the recipe, thicken the, the pudding. And so I'm putting the whole 2 liters in. Literally just put it in the bowl. Now, if you don't have a TM5, you will need to quarter this recipe. And I have those steps and quantities in the Mezze cookbook. This is where this recipe can be found, is in our Mezze cookbook. Let me show you that one just here. So just in this book, that's what the recipe looks like. Beautiful. So yeah, 2 liters of milk, I'm putting this in, and then literally you're just throwing everything else in, turning it on and standing away. So I've just got white sugar, plop it in. Now this is really important to use medium grain rice. I have tried it with so many other different types of rice and it doesn't turn out because of the different starch that comes out of this rice. So definitely use medium grain, otherwise it won't thicken properly. You might get a thin sort of rice pudding rather than a nice thick sort of pudding. So that's really important. Now I usually use vanilla extract, but I've run out. So I'm using vanilla bean paste. Now the only thing that you will get with any paste or the actual vanilla bean is you'll get the black little like specks in it. If that doesn't bother you, it's the same thing. Apart from that, if you don't want to see those little black dots, use the vanilla extract or some type of liquid vanilla, because yeah, with this one you'll see how it's got a lot more black in it. So that will come through, but it's all I have. So that's what I'm going to use today. But it won't change the flavor. It might be even actually a little bit more intense, the vanilla. And so that's about it. And then literally, instead of sitting on a stovetop right now, I'm just going to turn my Thermomix on. So this cooks for like about 50 minutes. And then I'm just going to make sure you put it in reverse. Definitely put it into reverse. And then that's it. That's turned on and ready to go. So let me just bring you over here. I made one just before because I like to show you the end product. I know it makes a big difference to everyone. So let me just flip this over so I can show you it in the book. So this is the rice pudding, okay? And it's, as I said, it's in the Mezze cookbook. So these are all like, it's, obviously small plates to share, things that we like to share. It's usually something that we share after dinner because it's a nice little sweet sort of treat. And you can see we've used a nice bowl here. So you can put it in any type of like small bowl because it is a very sweet kind of dessert, or like I said, after dinner treat, or when someone comes over, it's something nice you can serve on the table with a nice coffee or something like that. And the other way we use it is you can even put it into like a container where you can put a lid onto it. It doesn't have to be like a disposable container. It can be reusable. But if you're using the disposable one, it's a great way to like, sell it. We use it to do it at like canteens or do it at like fetes and sell them because it's such a quick and easy like dessert to make. And it's really not that expensive to buy those type of ingredients, that it's a great one to make and sell on, which is great. So I've made it here. Let me show you it. You can just see it here. So as I said, it's got the black in it because I used the paste instead of the extract. But honestly, it tastes the same. It's not a big deal. And then I've had it sitting here for a little bit. So just mix it in so that coat of skin can go in. And then just make sure you're getting the rice in every scoop that you're doing. I'm going to probably spill this because I'm doing it one-handed. And then I just go around and scoop it into the containers. And you can put as much or as little as you want. I'm probably only going to do a few of these because I can see myself spilling it everywhere. So yeah, you keep going around and fill up all the containers. I would probably, if I was doing it with 2 hands, I would do 1 scoop, 1 scoop, 1 scoop, and do all 1 scoop, and then add the second scoop so that the rice is evenly distributed. And then what I do at the end is I just grab some ground cinnamon, and I just put that on top, and you can put as much or as little as you want. And that's it. That's sort of your risogalo done. How beautiful is it? And you can eat it warm like this, or it's even better if you leave it and put it in the fridge overnight, and then the next day it's like nice and set and cold, and it's so delicious. In the book, we give you a little tip as well. This is from Sia's Sia's mum, sorry. And she gave us this tip. She said, to get it really creamy, the risogalo, add a scoop of vanilla ice cream to the bowl before serving. So there you are. That's another tip for you if you've tried that. Make sure you let me know what you think of that. But this is honestly one of the quickest recipes we have. And I know traditionally we sit there and you have to stir it and stir it and stir it on the stove top, but just to have it now just cooking in the background, as you can see, that'll just ding and it'll be literally finished as I showed you the bowl that was already ready. Does it set thick? Yes, this sets thick, really, really thick. And that's why I highly recommend you use the milk I told you about. So make sure it is full cream milk. And I even like the one with the cream top because it adds a little bit of cream to it. And also make sure it's medium grain rice. Otherwise, it will not set thick. It will be runny and you won't like it. But if you do those two things, it will definitely set really thick. And I know that a lot of people have messaged me and said, they like more rice or they might like less rice. So you can change that around a little bit, but that will change the consistency of the risogalo, of how thick it actually is, because what thickens is the grain of the rice. The starch from it is what helps to thicken the whole pudding, but it should not be runny. If it's runny, it's either the type of rice you're using or the type of milk. But if you're doing those two things like you saw me do just now, it'll definitely be thick. What is medium grain rice? Get my packet from the bin so I can show you, because I didn't have any grain rice, but let me show you what I used. I just used this one today. I don't know, is there different types of medium grain rice? There you go, you might teach me something. That's one I used today, but usually I actually buy mine from Honest to Goodness because I usually eat organic, but I want to make this recipe for you today because I had a heap of milk to use up. Because my husband's the only one that drinks milk, and so I was like, what am I going to do with all this milk? And I thought it would be perfect to show you how to use up the milk and what to do with it. So hopefully that's helped you. If you have any more questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll try and reply to them as they come up. But as always, if you try this recipe, please make sure you share it in the Facebook group, which I'll link in the comments as well. Let me have a look. Arborio rice for creamed rice. Yeah, I've tried it with arborio rice. I do get a different result. And I do like to keep it to the person who's given us the recipe or showed us how to make it. And I get a very different result with the arborio rice compared to the medium grain rice for this recipe. But yeah, you could definitely try and use it. You will just get a different result. Never seen medium grain rice. Well, there you go. I'm glad. Maybe you can find it now. But yeah, I've always found the medium grain rice works the best in this recipe to get it as in set, forget, don't have to add any thickener as in corn flour or add any, a lot of people add the eggs as well sometimes at the end to thicken it, which you can still do. You can definitely do those things, but just to keep it traditional to how it was made on the stove by them stirring it by themselves without adding anything but the milk, the sugar and the rice. This was the recipe that obviously we spent so much time and effort trying to perfect. And so, yeah, it's exciting to show it to you, but I love seeing variations because I know even just with like dietary requirements, seeing the variations is awesome. I know people who've done it on almond milk. And I think coconut milk someone did on once and it worked. But yeah, it just depends what your dietary requirements are and how you enjoy it. So I hope you found that helpful. Thanks for jumping on with me, guys, and commenting. I love chatting to you guys online and inspiring you to try all these family recipes. So yeah, I'll chat to you soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.